I nearly forgot to turn my mic back on. But the whole reason why I'm not moving right now is because my phone's restarting. Because for some reason, anytime I boot up VTube Studio, my phone doesn't want to charge. Which is not great. I don't need this happening right now. And TG, good try with the head pat. Also, I also need to wake up my brother at 9 o'clock, which is in like 15 minutes. Oh, like I didn't. No. Oh, there you go. There you go. Head pat. So currently my phone's restarting. There it goes. Oh, Bacaro, since you're here, did you see the announcement for the Disney Dreamlight? Not on that menu. I have not. Okay, so they gave us kind of a roadmap of what was all going to be kind of like happening. And they're looking at maybe multiplayer. So we can possibly play Disney together. Okay. So I'm moving. I've checked what percentage my phone's at because yes, multiplayer on the Disney thing. They said it would be coming this year, though I don't know how far. Carry me in the... Yes. So I don't know how far into the future it will be, but they are also showing us the characters that will be added. I'm not moving as much because my phone is laying down because I'm shifting everything a bit closer. Yes, so we are getting I think in I can't remember what time they said, but I think they said in April. Ooh, hell yeah. In April we're supposed to get Maribel. What the fuck? I was looking down too. What the? Can't remember which stand I used for the. Jeez, trying to jump scare me? How rude. Maybe that one. But we're supposed to get Maribel. And then Olaf is coming. And then we're supposed to also get Simba later on. And then Belle. We're the only characters that they teased. Well, they did tease us finally being able to confront the evil version of ourselves, I guess. So that'll be fun. And then they were telling us like what the Dreamlight paths were being. But it was essentially what it was, and then we were just supposed to get more clothes. Okay. As I cover my phone. Okay. Okay, it is charging with VTube Studio on, so happy for that. That means I can stick my phone up here so it'll actually track my face. But yeah, I'm so excited because those two are kind of going to be the main Disney Dreamlight and then My Time at Sandrock are the two main games that are in early access that I'm following like intensely. I nearly didn't want to get up. I was on TikTok. Hey, look, Shade's on. I didn't want to get up. I was just scrolling through TikTok and I was like, yep, this is me. Then I was on TikTok because I was like, I need to laugh. And then One Piece showed up and I was like, yep, there it is. You guys can't hear the music yet. Other than that, I think I have everything set up. I have the music, I have this art. I thought you said dart. Guys, we are playing the dart simulator today. We're gonna try to get figure out how to play the different dart games. I'm kidding, we're playing Yakuza 0 and we're just playing the darts. Darts? Darts. No, we're doing art. I want to get the Disney one done just because Caro did give me this lovely artwork. So I'm gonna turn it into my thumbnail. I don't know what background and what font I'm gonna give it, but we're gonna do with this. But yeah, how is everyone else doing today? I did get a nap in Caro, so we're good on that front. I just need my eyes to adjust. I fell asleep listening to a playlist someone called "If You Feel Like," I think, some type of century artist. And I'm like, it was just classical music. It was just these random playlists that people put where they're like, this gives you the mood feel of this certain thing. And I'm like, I just want chilled classical music. And I'm like sitting there, I'm listening to it. And I was like, well, I can pretty much name like some of these. Because they played the animal one was like the circus. Not the circus. They played the swan. And then it was like Kiss the Rain by Yama. I know it starts with an Y. And then they were playing Claire de Lune. And I was like sitting there as I'm listening to all of this because I'm reading also. And I'm like, wow. Chicken masala. Ooh. That sounds good. You know, every time you like talk about food, you make me think about, oh yeah, what food did I have? None. I had tea. I had my giant tea mug, and that was it. So good job, me. I did have lunch or dinner. Oh, I didn't eat a lot of dinner. Oh boy. Oops. I wasn't hungry. I'm sorry. I did eat a little. I had tea. I had a lot of tea. No, I'm having pop right now. I did eat dinner. I ate a little bit. This is a lot. Caro, do you remember Crazy Rich Asians? The movie. My mom sent the scene of the girl, like, the main character meeting up with her, like, best friend. And she's like, if you ever go to the Philippines, I feel like this would be you and Caro. And I'm like, wow. I was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, you're watching that movie right now. What? You want me to come to the Philippines so both of us can share the... both of us can fight over the Wi-Fi? Hell yeah. Let's live in an apartment together again. Doop, doop. Oh. Man. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do this because my eyesight is not the best today. I don't know. Have I been reading too long? I did sleep. Ugh. It was kind of an off day for me, so I'm like, ooh. I was like, I still got swim. Then we can, ooh. I'll bring American stuff. I'll bring s'mores. That's all I have to offer. S'mores. We can just roast s'mores over the stove. Light a candle if the stove is electric. We'll just be roasting marshmallows. Yeah, we're gonna have like authentic Mexican food and then just s'mores. Let's just combine all our foods. Confuse everyone. They're like authentic Mexican, well, we'll be in the Philippines, so everyone can get Filipino food, but and just have authentic American stuff, and it's just s'mores on the menu. Let's do s'mores, and then, what? Common stuff that's, like, quote-unquote American, a burger and fries. Grilled cheese comes to mind. A hot dog. Pizza does come to mind, but that's more Italian. But you were a cook for a restaurant? How did that go? Hey, I call that a win. Hired. That is literally how I would rate my Uber drivers when I was in the city when I would have to use Uber. I was like, did I make it here in one piece? Yes. And also one piece. And I didn't feel like I was going to die. 5 stars. Then I like tried to talk to me. 5 stars. The only bad Uber driver, I don't know who else was in the car. Caro, I don't remember if you were in the car, but holy cow, they were flying over those hills. And I think that was the only time I felt unsafe-ish in an Uber. I was like, I hope I don't die today. And suddenly I have lost my pen and glove. There they are. Ay, ba, ba, ba. I just keep thinking of that menu. It's like, Kayla, we can have like this big menu, and then I was like, oh, you want the American one? Hands, it's just a piece of paper. I'm like, here, yeah. Oh, wow, did you... You know, I thought about deleting it off my phone. Just because I'm out of the suburbs. There's like... Where would I take an Uber? That's fun. I hate how much it like costs. I was like, ugh. Because it costs so much for me, like, to go from San Fran all the way over to the airport to go home. At least I only had to pay for like in San Francisco and not like have to take an Uber home because my mom would always pick me up. I'm giving my brother 1 more minute to get his ass out of bed or I'm tackling him. I full-blown said I would tackle his ass too. He said he needed to get up at like 9, so he's getting 1 more minute. Which is kind of the reason why I hadn't started drawing, even though like I have everything ready. Well, damn, I could have been listening to the Professor Layton movie soundtrack. Hi, Stove, how are you? Tackle him always. Of course he's getting tackled. I think he has to go to work. So he definitely needs to get up. Hey, it's 2. Okay, guys, I'll be right back. I gotta go tackle my brother. I gotta wake his ass up. Okay, I'm gonna lay my tablet on my computer and hope that... Big fan! Thank you! Ah, sandwich. Oh, I was like, what happened to the music? You guys still can't hear the music because I muted it. But it was during the in-between of the song, so like you couldn't hear it. You're getting up. Like your face. I can see my brother's room just straight across the hall, so I'm staring at him. Get up, bitch. Oh, he's on his phone. My eyes. Oh, come on. Give me my tablet back. Thank you. Ugh. Alright. Sweet. So, Caro, so it's for sure that you will be moving into the apartment February 2nd? Or is that just to get all the remodeling done? Was that it? Here, I can switch over. Okay. The remodeling, and then I would assume if that's everything that needs to be done, then you would move in. Oh, it still had some chicken in my teeth. Okay, so here's the lovely photo Caro has drawn me. Probably be in mode. But yay! Finally. Okay. I feel like I'm gonna make her kind of like all-centered. I feel like I have it all just like all-centered. True. The heck? Thinking maybe something like that. I forgot. I need to get the logo from online. Okay. Disney. Not that I spelled it fucking right. Logo, please. See, I could get the white title, or I can get like... Okay, where is my pictures? Is it reference that I threw all these in? Yeah, okay. Disney Dreamlight. Logo. Cool. Yep, I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, lovely. This one's just kind of shit. I was kind of hoping, since it was a PNG, that it would, that it would not be that, but okay. I need a... Wee. Use my mouse. Okay, so this one supposedly does not have a background, but this is the white one. I don't know if I want white. Ooh, some people have kind of the dark, kind of starry castle. So I think that's cool. Maybe something like that. I'm not seeing any of the other color. I don't like that one. Doo-doo. Oh god, that one's huge. Okay. Okay. Yeah. The thing is, it was an actual PNG file, but it did not have the... Though, to be fair, it wasn't telling me that it was transparent. That it was just on a white background. I assumed that it would be transparent. Okay, there it is. Oh, look at that. It looks like I made it 3D. Oh, you guys can't fucking see it because I zoomed out. Okay, so we're just gonna hide this one. I accidentally moved this one. Then I'm going to move... Not that! Stop! Stop! Oh my god. Damn it. It's just completely wrong one. Okay. I'm gonna move this image. Now I think I'm gonna shrink this a little bit more. And then I'm gonna move this kind of so it fits right in this space, I guess. I'm just gonna trash that one. Yes. Okay. So we're gonna need to get the background doing something. Though to do that, I think I'm going to have to cut or mask. Okay, we're gonna deselect. Just by 2 pixels. Okay. Hoping that's enough. I masked it the wrong way. But a lot of the lines also got cut out, so I might expand it. Quite a few more pixels. Let's do 4 more pixels. I'm expanding it the wrong way. Shoot, what's the invert button? Okay, now can I expand it by 2 pixels? And then if I do that, okay, it's gonna have that white outline. So I'm gonna do this. And I'm going to cancel because I forgot to select the other areas. Okay, what about it? Okay, we're gonna select this. I'm gonna select this. Possibly that area. Kara, can I credit you in the description page? That's what that's called. Oh boy. Okay, and then we select that. Expand this by 1 pixel because I think 2 was a bit much. And then we'll do this. Perfect. And then we're selected on that tool, so I'm going to... Okay, wrong one. Is it X the switch? Yes. Nope. How the fuck? Hold on a minute. Do you actually have to be... Why do you do this? Why? Can I not add any more? Does this one need white and then this one needs to be black? Is that? Am I just being stupid right now? It's been nearly 20 minutes and bitch still doesn't come. Do I need to be on the paint? Oh, that doesn't help me either. Caro, how do you add to the mask? Could I not add the add to the mask? Do I just need to select them and then do it? I'm trying to add to the mask. So I masked the background. And for some reason, I can't, like, add to the mask. Like kind of in Photoshop, how if you paint on, like, black when you're on the mask layer, that you can add that it will hide it instead of... Are you getting what I'm trying to do? Hoping? Oh, damn well I'm not. Here, I'm just gonna deselect. Did you try sending it to Wombo? What? Yeah, okay, just delete it. Yeah, okay, so, let's say, I don't know if it works with pen, but since I'm on the black, I need you to deselect. It turns out the white. So if I click X to switch the thing and I paint, it creates the white. Oh. Okay. Shh, we're doing this. By pixel by pixel. I'll keep most of Caro's precious artwork. Okay. Now, with that done, I'll turn this back on. Okay. So there's our base. So right here is going to be kind of the start of this background. I don't know what I'm doing, but we're gonna do. I'm learning by watching this. I'm still kind of new to Clip Studio Paint. Most I've used is Photoshop, so every now and then I have to ask Caro if I'm doing something wrong, or if it's just a user error, or if I need to figure out that if it's a different button. Okay. I think I already got rid of it, but... So it kind of has, like... I am trying to figure out how much, or how I want this. I want more of a blue. Purple. We're muted. I don't know what this looks like. Ooh. Okay, what if I want something? This thing's trying to handle it. Look at the watercolor! Whee! Okay, now I'm just messing around. Marker, mechanical pencil, pastel. Paint. We make a big paintbrush. I don't know. I might start with this color as like the base. I don't know why I just didn't straight up just color the whole thing, but you can kind of see that I outlined it, but I don't hate it. At least you would know that it's like, oh, it's there. Okay. Then starting from a new layer, I'm going to go back to like a kind of a dark thing, and then I think I'm going to lower the brush density. Is that what I'm looking for? Yeah. It's around 20. Dang. Okay, wait a minute. We're gonna adjust accordingly. Too close, a little too far. Yeah. I don't know. We doing something. I could have just probably did the gradient tool, but does that. Okay. Damn. I didn't mean to fucking do that. I was trying to click the wrong damn button. Okay. Now I gotta... if you guys were there when I was discussing my roommate hating music boxes, this was the music box. Does that sound scary to you? Like, I understand you have fears, but just let me listen to my music box. I was trying to deal with the brush. Sounds scary as you. Gar, boo. Okay, I don't know. Okay, we're just gonna do another layer. We make a castle. Big tower. When we lower it, we give it a little spike, a little roof. We make it sandcastles. It scared me the most when I first heard it. I'm the scariest of them all. Grr. So Madeline's voice from when I played Professor Layton, the one that I did like kind of high pitched or whatever. So afterwards, I was speaking with my mom, and she's like, "I wanted to tell you to shut up. It was so annoying." I was like, "Wow." Okay, I'm gonna take this one and I'm gonna just move it. Be bad, but who cares? I hit the damn wrong button again. Almost hit the wrong button again. So I'm gonna add this color to the background. Did I make that a new layer? Oops. Were you just all of the... Did I do that whole thing on the... Oops. Is this one to merge layer below? Yeah, okay. I didn't mean to pull and make a new layer for that. Okay, I'm looking for a certain pencil. Am I doing anything? Aren't you doing anything? I thought for sure that it would be... It's a texture brush, so that's what I thought it was. I clicked the wrong button again! It's just a big button that I It's right there in my face, and I always want to click it. I was kind of hoping that this one would. Why do you do nothing? Strange. You ready? Whee! It's pastels. Alright. Just kind of hoping, since the salt looks like it would be dots. I was kind of hoping that it would create dots. Where's your sparkle tool? What is this? Sparkles. Guys, what is this? Ooh, they have roses, petals, glitter, soft circles, sparkles. Guys, they have sparkles. They have leaves, they have grass, tree, fallen leaves. Ooh. Oh, they have clouds too. Ruler lines, hatching, sand pattern. Oh, the glitter. Okay. No, you don't. I will put sparkles and glitter. Ooh-wee! Okay. I will glitter everything. And have it get stuck everywhere. Okay, turn down that a bit. I'm gonna turn the opacity down a bit too. Why did the glitter stop? No! Sanity, what did you do? I can't use my glitter anymore. Oh, I guess it is kind of there. I think I turned the opacity down a little too much. I'm a dumbass. Ignore that I just did that. Wee. Okay. And then we're gonna do sparkles. Oops. I didn't mean for that one to go on the ground. I forgot. Okay, and then we're gonna go back to glitter. Okay, I'm gonna turn up the opacity a bit. Glitter. do, do, do. Okay, and then there were clouds, right? Self circle, background. Okay. Where are they? Clouds. Okay. Kind of needed to see how these clouds were gonna go. Can I do like multiply? No. Okay. We're just gonna go back to normal. And then I want to lighten up the density. And I'm going to just... maybe a little too blue. Nope. That's a little light. Whee! I don't know. Rubble, there's books, binding, buildings, cracks, grounds, fallen leaves, grass patches, trees. I get like a dark. I just saw it reconnect. Mm-hmm. It did just die for a moment. Lovely. I love that. That's good. That's fun. Yay, I guess. Okay. Okay, let's say I want to do some dark trees. This needs to be in front of the castle. Okay, and then we're going to lighten up it with some purple. I'm gonna turn the opacity-ish down. And then I'm gonna go for more of this lighter but darker color pink. And then over here, I'm gonna add another layer. I kind of want more of this. Okay. I am going to go over for... This was the airbrush, right? Airbrush. There you are. Droplets, noise, soft. And then I'm going to turn the opacity down so I can work in no. No, I'm gonna have to turn it all the way down. I just accidentally just got rid of the layer. Oh wow, I'm streaming art? Opacity. God dang it. No. Okay. Thanks, Tweam Elements. I know. And then I think in front of the trees, I think I'm going to do... I think I'm going to soften them. I think I can do... Ooh. It would help if I dealt with the... Okay. It doesn't look too bad from far away. I had to make the sky actually sparkly just because my dress is sparkly too. And okay. Castle. Just doing sky. I spelled fucking sky wrong. Background paper. And then this one is technically it's atmosphere, but do I know how to spell that? No. So it's being called fog. Something I do know how to spell. I would laugh if I spelled it wrong. I don't know anything. Okay. Okay, I'm actually gonna get rid of this. I'm going to kind of focus a little bit more on this castle. I'm not gonna have to find it too much, but I do want to at least work on it a little bit more. So I want to grab its color. I'm going to shift it a little more over to the blue, and then I'm going to darken it. Because with this, I'm going to make... I don't know what I want. Brush. It's watercolor. Okay, we're gonna kind of zoom in. I'm not gonna zoom in too far. It's there I'll get too involved into the details of it. We're just gonna define it a little bit more. I'm gonna have this kind of just go off the page. I completely missed this one being on like this tower. I don't even remember what castles kind of look like. Who needs reference photos? You don't need none of that. No, who needs that? When you got imagination. I don't know what I'm doing. Besides, probably needing to save. Alright, we're gonna save this as. Okay. Now we continue on with stupidity. Whee! No. Okay. I'm actually going to make those a little smaller. And I'm going to darken them a little bit. Because we're making windows. No, hold a minute. I gotta make it a bit smaller. Could be a little flag in the wind. Hi, Maltika. I got dog fur all over my glove now. Hi, cutie. Okay. Gonna zoom out. Castle, guys. Perfect background. Look at the little assets. I gotta to put the ones that I downloaded, because I got a few more like brushes and assets for Photoshop for Clip Studio, and I need to remember how to implement them and put them back, or to put them in, but okay. Oh, I kind of forgot I was going to do that all on a different layer, but how did I miss? Okay. So we're gonna hit save. I'm gonna get rid of that because that's just the image. And then I'm gonna click this and I'm gonna drag it all the way down. And I'm gonna put that in the folder. It did not save it going into the folder. So I'm gonna do it again now that I have the folder. And then I'm gonna drag it all in. There we go. And then I'm going to label the folder background. Because we are now gonna start making the thumbnails, essentially. I'm gonna hit enter for this. So I'm gonna make this disappear. Because these are gonna be the logos. So on top of these, we get to start with finding the right font. Which is I think like the longest process. But anything, because I like usually try to get the fonts pretty similarly. Okay, these kind of have a shadow behind it. So I guess I'm gonna have to kind of make that. I have made like most fonts, or like the game titles have like a font behind, or like a shadow behind it. So that's usually what I end up doing anyway, so yay. Where's my text? There you are. I want you in blue, or not blue, but white, actually. I want you in like at least the exact color, white. It's still set to Professor Layton. Yeah, this is my Professor Layden font that I used. Can I just kind of scroll over? Okay. So it doesn't really matter that it's all capitalized. I just need to at least kind of find something kind of around the same. That one would be fine, but I feel like it's a little too like squished. That wasn't even better. I don't know if it's because... Okay. Okay, I want to go back to... No, okay. I didn't know if they had like a small slanted one. Did I want more of a bold? Okay. We're gonna try that again. We're gonna draw it one so it's at least kind of together. Let's scroll up. Come on. Highlight the thing. There we go. I'm gonna give it the, I don't know, the slant of this. So I'm just gonna do this. Nice thing with it being the white on the dark background is that you can easily see it. Okay, I'm going to kind of bold this a little bit. Okay, so I know what font I want. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna look at it from far away. I think it reads well, at least the background. I don't think it's too distracting, maybe. Okay, so I'm gonna do this because I'm going to have a little fun. Bum 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 bum. Oh, the paint density is a little off. Oh, I can hydrate. Yeah, thank you. Okay, I'm going to finish off my pop first. All right, cool. That is done. I always have like the tiniest sip left on my pop, and I don't know if TG's still around, but he would walk over, pick up any of my pop cans, and shake it to see how much of a little bit I have left. It's like the tiniest amount, and I always have the smallest left, and I'm like, I'm still drinking that. He's like, then finish it already. And I'm like, no. Ooh, cookies. My mom just baked cookies. They're downstairs. I was reading, and she had come over and just like handed me it, and I started eating it. I thought she just handed me an oatmeal cookie, but I like was eating it. I was like, oh, they're chocolate chip. Pop as in soda. I thought you were talking about Pop the candy. No, I'm talking about soda, yeah. No, it is soda, yes. I am from the Midwest. We call it Pop here. Okay. Since it's kind of like perfectly in the middle, I'm gonna... the little shadow. Of course, we always have fun. Sanity, I gotta rename this one. I love naming. Okay, we're just gonna put logo, so it's not too long. What is this? Okay, I forget that I always try to add a layer when I'm doing like the numbers. Okay. Cookies. Okay. We are going to finish up this. I'm going to quickly kind of come up here. We're going back to the airbrush. I got to lower the opacity, or not the opacity. How is the opacity on this? I'm gonna bring it up to 20 maybe. We're gonna zoom in on the number. Kind of just gives this number like some definition. Like it's coming off the page a bit. Yeah, so if any of you look at my thumbnails, I pretty much hand drew most of them. So I have like all the Professor Layton ones. Those are two of the same thing, just layered on top of each other, and me drawing in the parts of like the blue, and then I shaded both of them because both of them were shaded at like different things, and I'm like, oh, okay. Do I put a little bit too much in my into my thumbnails? Maybe. It's not like I've seen anyone else. I haven't watched anyone else draw logos, so like you could barely see it. I'm just like, what? How did you add the shadow, by the way? In the number or the one behind me? She is a shadow. I gotta draw in all my shadows. I kind of just draw them in under the one. I literally I have this layer right here that is under the one, and I just took a small airbrush and I just followed the lines of the thing. Because let's say like the light was coming from up here and then it would face down, so this little part right here would get shadow, and then this long part and then the small one should get shadow. So usually it's like all kind of based on the lighting, which worked out perfectly because I kind of forget the lighting over here is like kind of shining down above. So helps Wolfie fit in. Now, if I really wanted to make this look night scene, I would put like a layer of like dark, like purple, like light on this, kind of to add the feel of it being like nighttime. Okay. Okay. So this one is done. We have to make 8 more numbers.
Oh my god, you're so fucking...
Hi, welcome back. You killed my stream. How could you, Caro? Oh, no. Okay. I'm sorry. The internet, yeah. The reason why Wi-Fi please is on there. Okay, do I do these ones? No, I do these ones as PNGs. Okay. Okay, Dreamlight thumbnail 1. We need to make all the way up to part 8. And then we'll write final part, because I only played this like in 9 parts, and then I continued playing the game, but I didn't continue streaming it. I really should put these all in folders. Yeah, especially if I'm gonna make, okay. I'm gonna make Dreamlight. You guys can't see me doing this, but a Dreamlight folder. I gotta put all my Professor Layton ones into one, and then a Pajama Sam one into it. Its own. Okay, safe. Sure, I don't. So up here, it's going to start changing the title. That will wait. Yeah, I am the main character. In Dreamlight Valley, you can customize your character, and so essentially what I like am saying, what my lore is that I go to these different worlds either to relax or to help solve stuff. But I recently kind of came up with this idea that I have to ask Caro for a body for different worlds, where I'm like, hey, can you throw something together for me so I can travel in this one world, because I'm stuck as a shadow. Only as long as Caro wants to play along with it. Because I could just think about dying in like, I think it was like like I fell off of something and I died, and I was like, I just gonna imagine me running back with the body, and I'm like, Caro, I broke it, fix it, please. I'm so sorry. But yeah, so I'm always in the shadows of my characters. Is how I would think about it. Okay. So we get to go, okay, so we're gonna do this. I just always end up, hi stream elements. I always end up just putting them all in folders. And then I just save the entire thing afterwards. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna work on number 2. Okay, so we're gonna do text. No, okay. It's going to continue. Okay, so I have the one thing for the shadow. I'm gonna click X, and then I'm gonna copy this. Do you know how hard I perfect Disney vibes? Hey, you only needed to find at least one to fix it up a bit. At least the other worlds I usually play, at least I think they're kind of plentiful. My time at Sandrock, I just took someone who died in the desert and be like, I have a body. I need help. Every few years in a different world, I come back and I'm like, hey, I need you to help. Where like I age the body. I use my powers to age the body so I look like a normal human being so I can live out if I marry someone in that world. I'm like, as soon as I die in that world, I'm like, okay, moving on to the next world. I got all the time in the world. Every now and then I'll come back. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go visit my friend. Bye. Leaves the world. I can just now imagine me like I'm undead. Me just having like all of the bodies that I ever had just in these like giant test tubes or like you know, like the giant not jars. You know how in like the sci-fi thing they will have these bodies floating in the liquid? I can't remember if there's a certain term for it, but I'm like, imagine me just having all of them there. And be like, yes, this is from this world, this world, this world. Oh, fun. Luckily I memorized this one. It's gonna take a bit for this one to remember that I want this. I don't want you to click on that. Wait, can I just... Oh, because before... I got so used to the Professor Layden that I kind of forgot that I can just do this. So I actually don't need these. I'll just label these as one, and then I'll just do multiple different like shadow ones. At least it will make it a bit more easier. Okay. We're in text. I need to go down to airbrush. I'm on the wrong layer. Or not the wrong layer, the wrong color. Okay. And then I'm doing do file save as. It works as a PNG. And then I'll do 2. Save. Yes. Okay. I'm just going to delete 3. And then I'm going to do this. Come and click. Do 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 do. We zoom in, and I need airbrush. Does this one have B? Okay. Boop. Hi, Grib. How are you? Okay, I'm gonna have it. You want me to Dave? I can do that. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Flip Studio Paint. Okay, save. Where are you daving? Is that how long the third part of this is? Are we 10 minutes in? Yes. Okay. 11 minutes. Third part, yes. OBS has disconnected a few times already. So it may say that I've been live for 10 minutes, but according to OBS that has been keeping track, I've been alive for 1 hour and 46 minutes. Well, it's either it was 1 or 2. I can't quite remember. Okay. I'm gonna do this, and then this part right here. It's gonna get shading. And then this 3 all the way down. I feel like right here should get like a little bit. Yeah, I totally did this whole entire thumbnail in like 11 minutes. Like, oh my gosh, I'm such a speed painter. There was there. It was when I was starting the background, but other than that, kind of. Yeah. I'm currently just doing the thumbnails. Oh man, my internet is not having it tonight. For what number we were on? Oh. Totally. Alright, we're going as save as. We're going into the thumbnails, into the Dreamlight. Saving these as PNGs. I'm gonna click on this so I can get the number. We finished the third one. Okay, and then we'll click on this. Go back to here. 4. And then we'll go down here. Add a layer.
Oh my god, you're so fucking cute!
The stream didn't crash. We're good. And thanks, Crim. Gotta recall that I just showed up, so I'm very yeah, no. That's totally understandable. Or here, so you can get the joke too. Last time, or Caro redeemed it last time. What happened? A sound alert has crashed the stream. Yeah. Caro, the first one it just automatically happened, but Caro redeemed you. You're so cute, and the stream crashed. Oh man. Yes, I will, Dave. After I do this 4. Okay. We are still on the thing, so I'm gonna zoom in. We are going back to the airbrush. We're just gonna go wee. Kind of just drawing simple shadows like this, like it's just like typical like box lettering. I used to get bored. I used to draw just bubble letters. Why are we screaming in chat? You take it back. You're cursed, Caro. Forever. Okay. Alright, we're gonna zoom out. And then we are going to save as. Save. Yes. All right. And then we're gonna start the number 5. Okay. And then we will zoom in on this 5. What's a Haru bird? A what? I'm not. Oh, I'm not on the airbrush. Oh. Oh, Dinglebird from Fairy Odd Parents. That's what the person is referencing. So I'm assuming Haru is the beginning part of the thing, and they just put Berg, like Dingleberg, at the end of it. So they just went with the Berg. Okay. And then we'll start with the shadow. I'll do a little shadow right here. Okay. And that is 5 done. See, like, the thumbnails go pretty easily. Like, once I have, like, the base thing done, but... Well, these ones are going way faster than Professor Layton. I think I just spent a little too much time just on the Professor Layton ones. Did I save? No. Okay. Okay, save as. This is thumbnail 5. Okay, don't fucking ask me anymore. Would ask me that shit over and over again. Okay. We're gonna start on 6. Woo! So we're gonna jump over here, add the new layer, get rid of the layer 5. We're gonna layer this one 6. Yeah, since I'm already done with Dreamlight Valley, I'm just gonna automatically just kind of go through. There are 8 parts for like the 8 numbers, and the 9th part is the final part, so I'll write final on it. But that's usually kind of how I'm doing thumbnails. Some people will change the thumbnail for like each one. But since I'm doing like artwork for each one, I feel like it doesn't. I won't. Oh yeah, YouTube. Dave, of course. I'll do that after I finish the 6. Takahata. Yeah, since it's getting saved after each number I'm doing, so hate. See, I like doing the artwork kind of for it, so I'm like, I think it would be like it's cute. I follow someone who does this, who does all their art streams after they finish a series, because they only upload their VODs once they finish a series. So it's usually how that goes. Oh, okay, this is the last Spectre. I was like, I recognize this music. Because this music is the theater, the puppet theater. Hey, your YouTube does really well. It's all your little shorts. Okay, shadows done. I'm gonna jump over to the airbrush. Okay, we're gonna do we start this and then okay. Since these don't like take as long, I'm like, I can just easily just kind of like go through them. Okay. Here we go. We're daving. I like literally just change the numbers. I'm like, they're called Dreamlight Valley thumbnails. I'm just going up. Okay. So we have 7 and 8. Okay. And then we'll zoom back in, because I gotta jump back down to the airbrush. Do 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 do. All right, we're done with number 7. Yeah. I feel like, especially kind of the effort that I put into the thumbnails, that I'm like, I don't think I could do like a different change for each one. Another person I follow is that they have little images, characters of themselves, and for the smaller series, they'll use those and just do like just a thumbnail. It's like them playing a game, and then they'll do like the title, kind of like how I have it, and then they'll change it. Like the Pajama Sam one, I only tweaked like the little specks of color in the background, but I changed the title each one. Since the Pajama Sam series, I didn't say this one yet, was literally like each stream was like just the one game. The oohs and ahs. Okay, this one is 7. I could have made it a little bit bigger, but it's too late to go back. Okay, this is going to be the last number one. That's also why I put them all in their own playlist as well. Okay. I'm gonna click on this, airbrush. Yeah, we're just gonna redo that shadow. I'm gonna add a little shadow here since it turns in a bit, and then we're gonna start the shadow down here, and then it will get darker as it gets over here. Over here, it will kind of be darker. Okay. We're gonna jump back out. And then save. Okay. With that done, I get to do the final part. Okay. Which, that will be the shading for this one. I'm just putting it in numbers because, yeah, why not? It'll be the same font, but since all of that is in capitalize, I'll do this in capitalize. I have no idea if I spelled that correctly. I'm kind of like looking at it. I think I got the font pretty close. Only days. Okay, we gotta go back. I gotta hold shift when doing this. Holding shift doesn't warp the thing. Okay. And I forgot to hold shift again. Only rolling. Rolling. Okay, oh wait. That's the part that kind of stinks, is that it could be like off now. Like off-centered from where it was. Because I no longer have my reference for it. Oh well. Alright, we're gonna jump down here. Now it's go back in. That's gonna be fun. You weren't supposed to do multiple... Oh, shit. Don't do that. I'm gonna shape that part in. Are we back? You're rolled. Possibly, if you give me a moment. Okay, so I would do that, but I heard he made a thumbnail that says that, so we're doing final. It's just gonna be a thing. I gotta be consistently, if I'm gonna be wrong, I gotta be consistently wrong. Thanks, Stream Elements. I know I'm streaming hard. I knew that I was like fucking spelling it wrong, where I was like, I'll deal with it later, I guess. Got to let everyone know. Okay, these will be like kind of thinner. And then this one will be a bit darker. The eye's pretty easy. It's literally just 2 lines. Do 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 do. Who? Yeah, that can't happen. We still have kids tomorrow, and there's no way I'm gonna have you guys hear the screaming of the baby. She is loud. Caro has heard her. Okay. She is, yes. Okay, we're gonna save this as final save. And then with that, I will save as the normal clip studio. We're just gonna go back. I'm gonna just click Dreamlight, Valley, clip studio, thumbnail, save. Yes, we are replacing it. Tab muted exist. What is that emote? Just changed to just sleeping during that time. What? That she's just screaming. You know that's gonna be often. She's only 3. That's all she does. She sleeps, cries, and poops. And eats. Okay. So I'll upload those later. The shitty emote. Oh, for babysitting time. See, the thing is, the babysitting time, it kind of depends on who gets here. Goes from 8 to like 5 o'clock. That's quite a long time. So, like, if I ever had to do, a 24-hour... That's a normal sleeping time? Yeah, if I had to do, one, I guess it would be, like, on the weekend, since the weekend is, like, the only time that we don't have kids. I was only joking. Yeah. No, I understand that, but if I ever decided, I'm like, woo, we are doing this. It would be like on the weekend. Okay. Yes. Yeah, the nice thing about these kids is that they go home. All right. Okay, so we finished this one. We're going to open one. Ugh, I'm on my hair. What should we work on? We could work on the Witch Wolfie one. Yeah. My artwork is gonna get out of hand if I don't organize it. Okay, we're going back to Witch Wolfie. We're gonna kind of finish shading and coloring on this one. And then if I still feel like it, we'll turn this one into a thumbnail as well. Don't know if I will, but I'm going to actually double check how many videos there are of Little Witch in the Woods. Because this one doesn't have a final, so this one will just keep going. So I'm going to double check. No, I don't want YouTube Premium. Oh, wow. The first video is GT Live, and him and Music Man. Videos. Yes, my videos. I'm looking for a playlist. There's 7 videos. Yes? Yeah, okay. There's 7 of them. Yeah. I just want to see. Okay, my phone is charging. Lovely. Okay. So I would make like 9 thumbnails because it would be like an extra one, so I don't have to like boot up the thing if I get around to streaming it again, which it's still on the wheel, so I might stream it again, but we will be working on this. Okay. What are you? Oh, you are me coloring the... Okay. The line art. No line art! It's just fun to look at that. And then go, doop. Oh, we got these guys. Oh, I guess I didn't put the red thing around him, but... Cause it's fun. Do. Need more channel points. Okay, I'm shifting how I'm sitting. Gonna grab water, and I'm gonna do a hand stretch because I'm in between things, so I might as well. Don't give me posture check. I just shifted how I sat. I'm laying down. I'm on my bed. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, out in front of me. Oh, I should probably take off my restricting glove. Jeez. Well, I'm leaning up against a bunch of pillows. So technically, like, I'm very far away, like, at least, like, more than an arm length away from my phone, and it's still picking up the tracking. So it is why I can do this. And then my mic is not attached, it's still attached to the arm that goes on the desk, but I just stick it in a bunch of more pillows, and it stays up. And then my computer sits on like this little table. And then my tablet's just on my lap. Because my model just moves more of my, just my head, so I don't need hands or anything. Yes. Okay. Though I do need to sit up for when I'm stretching out my arms a bit. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. And and I can kind of lay down for this part since I'm drawing more and don't need to be up on my computer. My eyes. We'll see how far we'll get tonight. We'll go like 1 more hour. I'll get there. Because I usually go to midnight my time, and then I'm like, oh, cool, we're done. Peace out. Do do do. Bum 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 bum. I didn't realize it was 11. Yeah, it's 11. Time goes by fast. Ah, good luck, Haro. Get to the bank safely. For the mummy. Muffet. Thanks for dropping by, Grim. I will Dave regularly. Yep. Do 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 do. Okay, is there any shading on his eyes? A little bit. Okay, we're gonna do some shadows. No shrimp here. We only wisp. Wisp. Oh. Apparently I'm still on that. do 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 do. Wrong buttons. Oh, I don't want to be... I want to be under the line art, but above the base. Density of paint. Might want to turn that up until like 90 maybe. Do do do. Do do do. Bum bum bum. Okay. Alright, quickly go up to the eyes. Get more of the shading around the corners. Do 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 do. Okay. Bum bum bum. I can easily just color the line art later because it's part of a different layer, so I need to tweak all of that as I kick the arm stand. Okay, I gotta change the angle of this. Actually, no, I don't. Hey! This is the game that we're playing. This is the soundtrack for it. So this is what it's all supposed to sound like, and not the slowed version. I did try to fix, I did read up on trying to fix the speed of it, and literally someone's advice was, get a better computer. And I was like, yeah, I understand that, but I don't have that luxury right now. A bunch of other people pointed out smaller things that I tried. I don't know if it would work better. If not, then I will like change everything back, and then we'll just play it as slow version. I'll be voice acting it most of the time, but it's probably going to be like that for the next game, because the next game is also 3D, so it's going to be like, ow. We're just going to work on Virgil right now. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Do, 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 do. Oh, shoot. I don't even know where the light's coming from. Do, do, do. Okay, then we'll do lighter strokes to kind of give it more depth. I'll just change that up a bit. Woo. Of course, I don't know. My eyes are kind of being weird, and I don't know if it's just because I'm staring at this red or not. Woo. Okay. We're gonna take this, and I'm going to make this thing smaller. So I can I don't like it that it froze a bit, so I'm going to save. And I'm just gonna kill her. Killer. Bum 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 bum. Other big thing is just the color of the hat, right? Yes. It is more like this tealish ribbon, but we'll get that. Okay. We're going to size up this one pretty good. Do. I forgot to kind of... we're gonna drop the density down to like maybe 70. It might give me a little more control over how much I'm putting on. So we're gonna raise this up a bit to kind of give this a bit more. I'll shrink to kind of give this more depth. And then we'll do a little shading here. To make sure that it doesn't go out of bounds, I should clip that. There we go. So now I don't have to worry about it going out. I can just color. I feel like this is a little too much. Might need to turn down the opacity again. Going to like 50-ish. Oops, I went a little too far. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay. And then around his eyes, he kind of had a little bit here. And give him a little more, like, kind of behind the eyes, too. Okay. Now I'm gonna shade his mouth, like, a little bit. Keep turning down this density of paint. It's really high. It's like I don't want to show, like, a lot. Any more wrinkles or whatever? Okay. So I'm just going to put that there. Boop. Boop, boop. Okay, and then I'm going to line the hair, so at least give myself extra room before I widen this. Do. Okay, and then we're going to start sizing this up. Since this is like more of the underside of the hat, so we get a lot more. Okay, and then we're going to zoom out because hat. Do 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 do. Okay. We're gonna take this shadow. We're gonna start working on the hood. We're gonna just take this. Nope. Then we're painting it on. I'm using a brush. I was okay. Do. We're gonna do shading around the hair, kind of where it falls. I'm gonna shorten this a bit. I'm gonna do a little bit fur texture, I guess. I don't know. Do a little extra shading closer to things. I'm gonna raise it a little bit so I can do in here. We're gonna shade like right here. It's like there. Oop. I went a little over the line. Do. Nope, wrong one. Okay. Do. Okay, so that is done. Your itches. Ah. Do. Do. Okay, and we just need the shading of the shirt. I'm gonna make it a bit smaller so I can fit around those tight corners. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Can't wake up, save me. Go to bed. I don't know what time it is, but go to bed. Just take a small nap. Sleep is fun. We'll lull you to sleep. Good night. Good night, stove. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I was jamming to the song. Yeah. Has I punched my mic again? Okay, Dave. I think that is it on Ellie's thing that I borrowed. There's a few, like, little things or whatever. Give it a little shine. Make you shine. I'm trying to block the red that had found its way in. I know I have to build it up because I built there and then I'll build it up over here. Do do do. Okay. Okay. Do 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 do. Falling over. I didn't even realize my headphone fell out of my ear. I was just listening to it through the one ear. Do do. Okay. We're gonna work on the hands. Darken these. I didn't mean to zoom out. I wanted to do this. I wasn't there. Oh! Oh, I just understood! Woo, it took me a bit. My brain some days. That was 20 years ago. Damn. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I do this. I'm going to go a little bit more. And I'm just gonna give it a little streak of shine. To give it more nails. Oh, wow. Old, so old. Yeah, my brother was only one. Alright. Time for the pattern. Where are my sparkles at? Oh, no, I got you. I need to tone you down. Nope, nope, they're there. Okay. Alright, go dark. Okay, we're gonna do glitter. Sparkly nails. My nails are actually still red. They're not sparkly, but I haven't taken off the nail polish. I haven't taken off the nail polish since December. It was like at the end of December, but it was December. I could see how much my nails have grown out though. Because I painted them for a Christmas party. Speaking of Christmas, I have candy! Do 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 do. Chocolate! Do 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 do. Ah! Nearly dropping shit. Do 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 do. Ow. Okay. Okay, let's see. So technically, Technically, all that's left is the lollipop, the hair, and the eyeball. Okay. And then I'll add a little bit highlights to things, and then we can call it done. And then I might do a green background for this one to kind of represent this like little mixture pot. And there's bubbles. There are bubbles. A bubble little thing. Soft circles. Bubbles. Just do blood spatter. Just blood spatter down the face. Across the hands. Blood. On my clothes. Blood. Blood. Okay. Oh, they're very, very soft bubbles, but they're bubbles-ish. Is this one the one I'm doing? This one's more smoke. So I might do the mixture of the soft bubbles. What's clothing? Clothing is lace, frills, braids. Ooh, chains, buttons, zipper. Beaded chain. Ruler. Oh, they actually had stars. We have some cross hatching. Sand. Affix. I might do a little bit of bubbles. I can use the book one and make a bookshelf in the background. Hell yeah. Okay. We'll get out of this to brush. Is that what I've been using? Okay. Alright. We have to do the fun part, which is hair, and because it's fun, because I fucking draw my hair. Oops. I'll do the actual, like, little wisps or whatever later. Ah, shit. I went outside of the hair. Okay, we're gonna take the normal hair We're gonna darken it. We're gonna change the opacity to lower. And then we're just gonna kind of blend this in. And then we're just gonna start adding darker parts. So like here, kind of hair would meet. Hat will be just do shading. Do 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 do. Do do boom. Okay, and then I'm just gonna do a little more of this. I'm gonna take the actual color. I'm gonna not actually draw on the face. I'm just gonna come in and just kind of smooth out the actual things. All right, and then I'm gonna bring the light back in. Do do. Okay, we're gonna look at this far away. I'm okay with it, so that's fine. I'll take this and then take like the airbrush. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're just gonna. Nope. Should probably just make this smaller so I stop just getting it on me. Okay. Now we're gonna take the white again. I'm gonna go back with the pencil. Since I kind of mellowed out the shapes, I'm gonna just come back through and give it a little more texture. And then I'm gonna get the darker, and come back through again. Do 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 do. Okay. So hair's mostly done. Okay. Shift my leg. Do do. Ah, ba ba ba. Do do do. Do 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 do. Eyes usually take me a bit, but at least there's only one eye. I'm actually just gonna do I'm gonna do a clipping mask. Or... Okay, I do this. Okay, never mind. We're not gonna do the magic wand, we're just gonna do this. Alt. We cut part of that off so that doesn't seep through. That. I think that should be fine. Okay. Because we're gonna use a lot of the airbrush spray. At a much lower density. Nope. Okay. It's definitely gonna have to go to 1. Do. You're gonna head to bed? Thank you for coming and hanging out with me. I hope you all get all the good rest. Good night, Stove. Bye bye. Do. Boom, boom, bum, bum. Yep, I got 15 more minutes. I got this. Do. We're just gonna go back up to a... Zoom back in. We're gonna go with a more medium. And then I'm gonna go back to the darker colors. I'm gonna push more of the darker. Zoom out. Just gonna... Do, 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 do. Do, bum, bum. Do, 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 do. Bum. Okay, we're gonna start going with more of the lighter color. Start here and then slowly. Do, 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 do. Add a bit of pink. Do, do, do. We're going to go back to the airbrush. I'm gonna kind of just work up a bit more. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Okay, we're gonna zoom out so I can kind of see what that eye looks like. I've been comparing my eyes. Now we're gonna go up here with we're gonna zoom in. So we're just gonna quickly kind of make the highlights. Oh, I think I gave him more of a light pink shade. Mhm. Okay, I'm gonna kind of just go over here. Take kind of this bright pink. I think I'm just gonna kind of just highlight around the eye. I'm gonna go back and see how that looks. Am I drawing on that? Did I draw that on the wrong layer? Yeah, but oh well. Oh, here it is. Here's the eye. Because I'm kind of looking at Ellie's eye right here. Looks like it does get like a whole bunch darker. So I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to bring the opacity of this back up. And then I'm just going to severely darken these eye. And then I'm going to take this. Take a little bit lighter. Take this. I'm gonna kind of bring that back around. And then I think it was the pencil that I was just like. Okay, and then I'm going to zoom back out. Okay, I'll deal with that. Okay, with it being 11:55, I think I'm gonna end it there. We got pretty close. I'm literally just missing like the lollipop and then the highlights. And then the line art. But yeah, we'll end it there. As I'm cracking my fingers. Okay. We're gonna swap back to just chatting. I'm going to pause the music. We don't need any more, so goodbye. iTunes. We're gonna give iTunes a little bit because it's trying to open itself back up because I forgot that it does that. And I'm slowly unplugging everything. Oh, there's iTunes. Hi. Go away. Just gonna lay that down there along with the pen and my glove. Any other thing that is randomly open? Tablet, yeah, okay. Alright, All of that should be fine. I forgot that I was on Do Not Disturb, so with it. Oops. I'll check all my Discord messages later then. Boop, boop, boo. I'm going to unlock this. Goodbye, tablet. Okay. And now, since I have closed all those programs, and I believe my computer should be fine, we get to open up Twitch and mute it. Because we don't need people talking. And then we're gonna see who we're gonna raid. I don't know who's on. Should have checked before I was randomly just clicked on the thing, but other Pokemon later. Okay. What is this? Okay, I'm looking at one person. I want to make sure that they're still gonna be live or whatever. Okay. Oh. Did it just reach midnight? It did. Because my phone told me it's like, Do Not Disturb has been activated. And I was like, oh, okay. That's weird. Okay, am I crazy or did Doc just literally just go live? Or was that my Twitch just messing with me? Okay, that was my Twitch just messing with me. I was like, dang. Psst. Back in bed, my phone's. And say you're cool. Okay, sleep with this now. Have a good night, Stove. Today's Wednesday. Trying to debate Pokemon or Project Zombie. I shouldn't raid Shade twice in a row. I don't know. I don't have a lot of options. Well, the game looks interesting, so thanks for the head pat. We're gonna raid Belle. So I need to type in my raid message. This one's for those of you who are following. And copy. And this one is for those of you who are. First one's for those of you who are subbed. Second one's for those of you who are following. I feel like I said that out of order. I don't know. Here. Alright. We're gonna head on over. We're gonna raid Belle. And thank you guys for coming out. I hope you enjoyed the art. I'm glad that we got all the Dreamlight thumbnails done. You need the rest. Yes. And we're almost done with the Witch Wolfie, which then we'll be able to make the thumbnails for that one. Especially with that series still continuing, that one would be great to have. And then I guess we'll see what game I play Friday. Because I don't know. I'm gonna spin a wheel. And then we'll find out. But yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your day, your night. Good night. Bye-bye.